welcome to a new video by me, NBK-Design, and I'm gonna show you in this video how to use styles. Styles are always a part of one of my collections. You can find them in the folders, and the files are always declared as .asl files. So if you find any file in the folders with an ASL, you can be sure this is a style file, and they can always be used in Photoshop, older versions, new versions, and also in Photoshop Elements they can be loaded. I'm gonna show you and teach you how to load them in Photoshop 2018, and with this version of Photoshop I'm gonna teach you everything. I try always to make my tools for Photoshop work in each and every Photoshop or Photoshop element, but it can always happen that Photoshop element is too old to load anything or to use them properly. If you have any problems, you always can be sure you get a refund, or we try to get the problem work out for you so that you can use the files and the ordered products that they work for you. Okay, back to the ASL file. Okay, you can see I have a folder created in which I threw in some style files from my older collections, and I'm gonna show you how to load them. If you are on a Mac, it's everything total easy. You have them, you click on them and make a double click on them, and they are immediately loaded into your style window in Photoshop. For that, you need to be sure that you go under window, then you go down. Here is the styles, and it needs to be marked, and if it's not marked, then it's disappeared. If you mark it, it shows up here. So you can be sure when they are loaded and the icon of the styles are shown that you can use them. The second way to load them, you can go to Edit on top, then go down to Preset, Preset Manager, and here on top, Preset Type, you choose Styles. Okay, you can see those styles are already loaded into your Photoshop, and then you go into Load, and then you navigate to your folder where your styles are in, and we go and choose maybe that Art and Nature, Painter-Toolbox styles, the Impasto styles. Double click on it, and now you can see they are also loaded. Every style file comes with an empty style on the beginning, so you can be sure when you load them that they're not totally mixed up. You knew when a new or this empty style starts, there is a style file, a new one. So we can load another one. Let's go to the NBK Wildflower Impasto style number 3. Double click on it, and here we go. And you can see this is a very old one, and there is just not a empty style, and you see they start to mix, and
Entschuldige, das kann ich.
oh, Siri is talking with me. Sorry about that. Yes, Then we can load also, let's click done. Okay, then we go to the style palette, and here on the vertical lines you can also go to load styles over here, load styles, click on it, and also here you can navigate to any folder and also choose here maybe the Art Crush #2 Painter-Toolbox Style Mix Bevel and Emboss. Okay, now you can see here are the next styles. So there are 3 ways to load styles into your Photoshop, and what I need to say is the way you close your Photoshop is important to keep styles in the style palette. When you go to Style, File, and go to Quit Photoshop, here Photoshop CC, Quit Photoshop, when you are done with your work, then you can be sure that all the styles, if they are not bigger than 2 gigabytes, that they are saved. So when you reopen your Photoshop the next day or later, however, they will show up. Okay. When you maybe go to your doc and say over here, it's in German here, but it says quit, the styles will not be saved into your Photoshop presets, and when you the next time open Photoshop, you can be sure there are no styles to see. So always, if you want to keep something, please always quit your Photoshop with this kind of this way, quit Photoshop CC here. That's very important. But how I just mentioned, Photoshop can only save in these presets files that are smaller than 2 gigabytes. So if you loaded a lot of styles, really a huge amount, and they are getting together bigger than 2 gigabytes, it can be that when you reopen your Photoshop, that the styles palette is empty. So this is a little bit of information for you. You have always the styles when you order them. You have the folder, and it's always in the folder. So never throw the folder with the styles away, or think, oh, I have them loaded into Photoshop, so I don't need the file. That's very important always to keep them on a safe place, to have them always again and again if something happened with your Photoshop. Okay, this is very important info for you. The next part of how to use styles, they can be used in shapes, they can be used on text, they can be used on brushes, they can combine, they can be changed in Photoshop elements not. You have the style itself, and the change is of a style isn't that easy, or it's not possible. So first of all, when we have a text, I'm gonna write here a text, hello, something simple. The size should be much bigger. Okay, this okay, we have here now a text, and then we go to the custom shape tool over here, and we choose this butterfly. Okay, I'm gonna hold the shift key. So this is what we also have. And then we use a brush. Only, I don't have now any brushes loaded. This is how to load brushes will be in a different video. So only for demonstration now, I'm gonna show you shortly. I have here some different mask. I have a brush. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna tip here with a mask. I'm gonna show you that. And maybe I'm gonna rename this layer to mask, and the opacity and the flow is too less, so I'm gonna use black here. Okay, this is now a brush, and we have a shape and we have a text, and then we have the different styles here. Okay, this is a style now attached to to the text, and the same here on the shape. The shape can be this butterfly or a rectangular or a circle or whatever you like to have. Okay, you see here, for example, in this text you have the pattern. It cuts somehow in this the text. Now you can go into your effects of the style. It's attached to your layer. Double click on the pattern overlay, and you can see here is the pattern, what makes this style look like. Okay, and when you go now with your mouse into the text, you can move around. You can see, you can move around the pattern. Okay, maybe this pattern isn't that good for text, but it shows you directly what you can do with a style. Okay, also you can change here the opacity. You can reduce it. Okay, then it disappears, and it disappears because the fill opacity over here, it's under advanced blending, is down to 0. That means when you attach the style, that the color of the text is blended out. Okay, turn it up. You can see now the color again of the text. I hope this makes sense for you. Okay, in this special style here, I have a color overlay. Okay, let's turn on the opacity again. You can see now slowly the pattern shows up more and more on the text. Okay, it blends from the color of the text into the pattern itself. Okay, when you are on 100%, you only now see the pattern. Also, you can change the or scale down pattern. You see, when you scale down, and it repeats always. So the smaller it is here, the better it looks here in this kind of style. Okay, in this specific style, I have overlaid a color to make this pattern, which is here shown in black and white, that it recolors it. So if you have a style with the color overlay, you always can change the color, coordinating with your collection you have used. So you can always change with a color overlay the look or the color of a style. It's not always attached, so this can happen to some of my styles, but not in all. Okay, so you can click on it and change here maybe the color to pink or change it to blue. And if you load any of my free color styles, they are also always included in all of my collections. Like you have here the Art Therapy number 3, Painter's Toolbox color. I'm gonna double click on it and you see now the colors are loaded into the swatches. So let's go back to the effects, color overlay, double click on the color, click on yellow and you see, and immediately you have from a different collection a coordinating color to your collection you want to use now, and you want to mix and match any of the styles. So this is now the specific style from which one? I have loaded it. Just a second. It's the Art and Journal. Yes. Okay. So going back to the styles. Now we have here used the one. This is also one of the styles, how it looks like on that one. And then we have maybe this. This is a really awesome texture. And then we have here those impasto styles in different shades. So they work all really together. I'm gonna show you something after that. And these are the impasto styles from the Wildflower collection. And they can also look together awesome. Okay. Then we have those embossed styles. If you load embossed styles, use them only on texts with sharp lines and shapes with sharp outlines, because this is what happens to things like brushes with edges and rough lines. Okay, you can see here this is how it looks, for example, on text. And let's change here the font into maybe, I have so many fonts loaded that it takes always such a long time to open them. You can see here, this is a thinner one that works also. And let's see what we can, okay, you can see those styles work on the most fonts really good. The thinner the font gets, the less you can see the embossing. Okay. Here you can see on the shape, when you now create a smaller shape here, let's take a ellipse and make a small little dot. This is what happens. Okay, that's the same style. Okay, and this is what happened to a mask or a brush. And I think that it doesn't look that good when you have this drop shadow on. Here, I think this emboss looks fun. That can look really cool when you use them, but I don't think that the drop shadow works here pretty well. What you can do now is go to your effects, as you choose the mask layer, then go to drop shadow and turn that off. Now you have changed the color of the mask with that style, but also have on the edges this little bit kind of embossing style, okay? And it has a depth through the shadow and the lightning over here. Over here. That's now really huge. Okay, this is what happened to when you add embossed styles. Okay, let's go further. I'm gonna turn off now shape and my text styles. Gonna move this up because okay, we have here the mask. This is also what we turn off. We start a new layer, and I'm gonna show you now the brush mix here. We have brush mix, and let's try that one. And we make a new layer and place that one. Brush mixes are always how it says, there are different brushes and you can mix and match them together. I'm gonna use them randomly now to demonstrate how styles can be mixed together. Ooh, okay, I want only that one. Okay, here. So we have those 3 layers now, the flower and this stamped brushes. Okay, let's see what kind of styles we have as well. We have the wonderful styles and the wild flowers impasto we have already loaded. We have the wildflower gesso smears, grungy plaster here, tile, gradient overlay, Art and Age impasto. Okay, this one. I have chosen them all together with the shift key and open them, and now they pop up here in all of my, or in my style window. So let's click now around a little bit, and I'm gonna show you what happened with styles. You see, this is different. This is a little bit of a grungy style, and this one as well. And then we have that one. I'm gonna recolor it with the styles. This one is with stripes, and then we have here some with pattern. Check out that one or that one. So there are total different ways to use styles, and also totally different ways to add them on elements. Okay, these are now the brushes, and when I turn on, for example, now again my text, which one is that one? Okay, let's see what happened to when you choose those tile styles here. And you can see maybe the pattern itself is too big. Double click on it and then scale the pattern down so you can be sure that it repeats more often and smaller on your text. There's something. What you also can do is change the opacity here. Okay, so it will be transparent now. When you place that over it, going back, let's see the opacity. And if you, when you go now and to the text, double click on it, and you open the character window, and you have here the color. Okay, let's choose one of those pinks from that, from that pattern. Okay, now the text without a style, click on the empty style, okay, is pink now. Okay, because the color of the text is pink. That's the natural of the natural colors for the text. Okay, now you can add a pattern. You click on it. Now it's a pattern attached. You want to change the pattern, double click on it, scale it down. And now you think, oh, I want to have it more blended with the pinkish of the text. Change the opacity, and you see now the color itself of the text comes through. And if you think you want to change now the opacity complete, that the background will look through, change here in the blending options, advanced blending, here's the opacity. So you see the golden flower in the background will show up more and more. These are styles, so they can be combined in so many ways. What you also can do is painting. I have a lot of different blenders, watercolor blenders, painting blenders in my collections. Now we choose one of them, okay? This one here. I started a new layer and choose here the watercolor blender number 9, mask. Mask means that this blender only paints black. Okay. Let's go. Or not. Why does it not work? Oh. Here we go. It's, yes. This is what happened. This is a nice blender. Okay. This is what happened when you use the blender. And I've painted now something watercolor style. Now I attach here one of the styles with the impasto. Okay. Now I'm gonna add a new layer again. And then I'm going to choose another Watercolor Blenders number 5 mask here. Okay. It paints white. And if you change maybe, so then it's better to see the background color. I have changed it now into gray. So if you paint, if you have something you think you don't see, it can always be that the color is white. That's only info for brushes. Okay, now I have here another blended painted color, and now I attach here a watercolor style. If so, maybe that one. You can see how nicely this blends. These are styles always combined with blenders are absolutely perfect if you like to paint or make a background by yourself for a card or for any layout you like, okay? Starting a new layer, changing here again the mask. Okay, here we have again the white. If you like to change the white into black, just tip on X on your keyboard and you will see that the back and the foreground color will change. So, and if you attach a style, it doesn't matter what color you have to paint. Okay, now we're gonna choose here another style. We're gonna choose that one, or maybe that one. So you can play around and mix and match different kind of styles on your canvas. Okay? Let's see what happens when we do that in yellow or that in brown. So anything will change. Okay? We can choose that one and use the pink one. So we have also here, or that one. This is how you can use styles. And we have here some grungy styles. And all my styles are always, they always repeat in their pattern. So you will always have the opportunity that everything will repeat without any cut in, that the image cuts. And you see here that I total mix here the styles together and everything. Only with 3 layers you get a total different look. What happens when I now use the emboss is that you have here such edges, and I don't think that it looks like nice. But if you like to have it recolored, just drop off the drop shadow and it looks way better. Okay. Let's try that one or that one. So also here you have some texture styles, and double click on them and you can scale them up to 200. I would say don't do 150% is still okay for patterns, but that's really the maximum. If you go to 200%, you will see that maybe there are a little bit of blurriness. Let's go back to, this is what the style now is with 200% up. Okay, and when you go here, see in the corner here, the canvas itself shows up now in 100%. This is how it looks printed in later. So you can see there's a little bit of blurriness. This is something what each and every one needs to find out by himself, if it's too much blurriness or too less. I would say in this time, because the texture itself is very grungy, that it doesn't matter and it's okay to go up here to 200% with the pattern itself. Okay? So this is how you can create by yourself a little bit of a painting with styles, and how styles work and how they can combine, and how they can be used. Here is the text on top. Maybe change here. We have here some free styles. I always have the color styles. You can load them in the shop for free. They are always coordinating to any of the collections, and some of the free styles contain overlays or texture to make sure you can also play or test any styles or products created by me. Okay, this is a little bit of a video how to use styles, and I hope you enjoy this. And if you have any questions, just let me know and send me some info. Drop me a line here, leave a thumbs up. Always happy. Come and join my artology group on Facebook, or my Facebook group with NBK-Design, or my Instagram account. You can see how I create products, and of course you can buy all my products at my shop, and everything is linked in the comment box below or in the description box. We're gonna see us sure in the next video, or hear us. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good time. Bye.